In this video, I'm going to talk about why I got a second bachelor's degree in computer science. I already got a regular bachelor's degree in finance at the University of Florida and my master's in international business. I already did a coding bootcamp at University of California, Berkeley. I already had a software engineering job. So why did I take the extra time to pursue a second degree? I'm actually here today filming from Jeju Island in South Korea as I'm doing some traveling throughout Asia, throughout Korea, and it's been on and off raining today. So hopefully I can get this video out to you before it starts raining. So the reason why I wanted to get another degree was that while I had this job, I had a lot of anxiety about getting laid off, and I would think back about my job hunt, and there was a lot of times I was screened out because I didn't have a computer science degree. Most of the times I didn't know, but a couple of times I got feedback from companies. Like one time it was a referral, and my colleague told me that they were looking for someone with a computer science degree that knows C++. That's why they didn't move forward with my application. And then another time I applied for a coding instructor role, and this was something I wanted to do on the side on top of my regular job. And the feedback they had was that they need something with a computer science degree, which is why they didn't proceed with me. So I only got feedback a couple of times, but I can imagine there will be more times where it happened that I didn't know of. And also, when I was working at this job, I saw how incredibly smart, creative, talented my colleagues were on how they coded, how they approached problems. Like I would review their code, and I saw how they approach problems, and I was thinking how elegant they solved it, and I could see how long they had this ticket for, so how long it took them to code what they had, and it was just seemed like levels ahead of me how they come up with this stuff. And I wanted to get better as a software engineer. So because of this, I decided to get a second degree. I wanted to get better as a software engineer. In case I did get laid off, I wanted to increase my resume, have more credentials, so I can get a job easier. And I learned about this specific university through a colleague called Western Governor University, WGU for short. And I learned it from a colleague that I met at a networking event. He was working full-time as a software engineer as well, and he was also getting his degree in computer science on the side. And I was curious on it and asked him more about it, and he told me how flexible it was and how cheap it was, how cheaper it was than going to a regular university that a brick and mortar one, because this one was completely online. They had more flexibility with how they offered. And because I had this specific program available in my situation, I decided to pursue my second degree. I probably wouldn't get this second degree if I had to do it the same way as how I got my first degree. So I took the time, I did it, and I actually did it in one semester. How it works is that you can take as many classes as you want per 6 months. And then a lot of your prerequisites, you can do it elsewhere. For me, example, my degree I had from University of Florida, some of the classes transferred. So I didn't have to take certain classes. A lot of the gen eds, pretty much all the gen eds that I've done, I didn't have to do, except for calculus, which was because I did it over 5 years ago. And then there were other websites where you can take prerequisite courses before you enroll. So I did a couple of those, and then I enrolled. And then, yeah, I took the time to do the classes, learn on the side while I was working, did projects in Java, C++, AI, calculus, agile development. A lot of these topics that my colleagues done formally at their university, because most of my colleagues got a computer science, went to university, the traditional route to become a software engineer. So I did this, and yeah, I definitely felt like I got better. I feel like my technical skills improved. Like I understand how programming from different languages comes and affects how you code. I understand how AI works better, machine learning, how like there's math involved, how like the data sets, the statistics gets involved. So I completed it, I learned better, and that's how I got my degree. Although now I don't use that, I never used that degree to get me a job. It helps me today as I freelance web development, as it helps me with my technical knowledge. I understand how to approach certain coding concepts better. So for you, if you want to get better at something, like you see how you might be in the job market for a developer job, you're trying to pursue a business, you have a goal in mind. Like I saw firsthand how smart these other engineers were. So you have to get better. You have to continuously improve yourself so you can compete. And it's hard out there, so you have to become more competitive to stand out. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I got the degree, and I still continuously try to improve myself, constantly learning, reading, doing things to push myself to become a better person, to be better at business, to be better overall. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos as I talk about the journey of coding, entrepreneurship, and traveling.